Today we get to show you our latest supercar edition. This is a 2021 on a 70 registration Audi R8 V10 Performance Carbon Black. That is the top of the range, the most expensive version of the Audi R8 production supercar that was made at this time. This is basically the end of an era, the run out of that iconic V10 car that Audi became so famous for. This particular example is a two-owner car. It's covered 12,000 miles from new. It's got a full Audi main dealer service history, and really importantly, it is covered in a huge amount of PPF. Now that is paint protection film. It's an amazing product. It's a sticker-based product that goes on the front of the car and other areas of the car to protect the paintwork. This car has it applied to the front bumper, the front bonnet, a lot to the carbon fiber in an area at the back of the car, and we will show you all of that in this video. So really important features. Now we're going to run you through as much as we can, and the clue for this car is in its name, Carbon Black Performance. So the carbon is everywhere. This car is covered in carbon fiber, and I'll show you all of those little areas as well. And then the performance basically takes over from its predecessor, which was a V10 Plus. You get a carbon fiber anti-roll bar for weight saving and about 10 more brake horsepower, up to 614 brake horsepower. So a serious supercar. Starting at the nose, again, the clue was in the name, carbon black. So that means that all the badges, the grills, the lower grills, the inserts on the lights, they're all finished in gloss black, which I think makes this car look incredible. Like, look at the four famous rings on the bonnet there, looking fabulous. Front park sensors all neatly hidden in all of the front grills here, and then a beautiful carbon fiber front splitter that goes all around the bottom of the nose of this car. And this facelifted, 2019 facelifted front end here with Audi's sort of vents under the bonnet and inside the lights, and this lovely little complicated section around the corners here, which I think really modernizes the front of the R8. LED headlights with adaptive beam, also an amazing feature to have on these cars, and obviously you've got those daytime running lights as well along there. So we were talking about PPF. If the cameraman can get close in, you can see the little edges of the PPF just there and there, which means all of these sections, including that massive clamshell front bumper, are all protected by that film. Little V10 black badges to go along with the car on the edges of the front clamshell there. Carbon fiber mirrors, again, covered in PPF, beautifully protected, and a lovely, huge carbon fiber sill that runs down the whole entire length of the car. Carbon blades as well, as I said to you earlier, carbon fiber everywhere. Amazing Audi drop lamps coming out of the doors there. Illuminated carbon drivers and passengers sills as you jump into the car, and then have a look inside that amazing interior. Leather and carbon fiber everywhere. One of my favorite combinations of materials. And then this car is fitted with the sport comfort seats. So they are the fully adjustable, adaptive comfort seats for this car. A very nice option indeed. And obviously loads more features, but nearly everything comes as standard on these cars. They come really well equipped, fully loaded. Huge carbon fiber rear wing. PPF to these rear quarter panels or rear quarter sections of the rear bumper, which finishes there, which obviously, as you imagine, stops any marks or damaging coming off the back of the tyres that hit this section on the road. So really nice place to have it. Carbon diffuser, huge oval black RS style exhaust, and a massive diffuser section under here, and then obviously, these carbon sections over the top of the exhaust there. A reverse camera under there, and again that carbon black theme with the black badging, the black R8 badge across the back of the car there as well, all still looking incredibly impressive. And if you just stay there, I'm going to very quickly do something very cool, if it will allow me to do it. Bear with me. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite features of the carbon black performance. The whole of the engine bay is adorned in carbon fiber. So that amazing V10 614 horsepower V10, surrounded by carbon fiber, and you've got these amazing little LED lights under here. So at night, when you park this car, the whole of that just ridiculously cool engine bay is illuminated for you to see, and the top of the plenum chambers there from that V10. I just pop the glass down. Obviously it's a heated rear screen as well, so it can be cleared. Another nice feature of the R8 carried over from the last car, a direct fueling system. So no need to twist a cap off or anything like that. It is a proper like racing style fueling system. I always thought that was a really cool feature, and that's a proper aluminium fuel cap there. Keyless entry and keyless go. So the car does have comfort access. So there's a little square section on the underside of the door handle, almost impossible to show you on the camera, but you just touch it with your finger as you're walking away from the car. And obviously keyless, you just walk up to the car and open the door. I'll jump into the driver's side now, fire it up and show you some of the amazing interior features on this car. And obviously you can never bypass that noise. When this car turns on, you have to talk about the noise that this V10 makes. In my opinion, one of the best sounding production road engines ever made. Carbon fiber continues to the inside of the car around the aircon surrounds, the aircon vent surrounds, and this lovely little section here which joins up nicely with the dashboard. A front release for the front, folding, electrically heated and adjustable door mirrors. Obviously your window controls and central locking, and then the lovely Bang & Olufsen surround sound system that the car is fitted with, and these all illuminate here. So when you've got it at night, it is a very nice place to be, because obviously the door cards are illuminated by these wonderful lit up speaker grills. Coming inside the car, obviously Audi's virtual cockpit system. It is an amazing system, probably one of my favorite systems to use. I'm very well used to this car. And if I go to the main menu, I'll show you the map. And if I reverse out of there, you can see how you can have a full screen map. You can also plug your phone in and you have Apple CarPlay, so you can run your Apple CarPlay, and that sits in the middle of the screen in between these two speedometers. If you don't like that view, you can have the big rev counter in the middle and a load of your map stuff or anything else that you want on this side. And then obviously gearbox temperature, oil temperature, and then obviously engine oil temperature. Really nice to see those items always on the bottom of the screen. Perforated flat bottom multifunction steering wheel. Obviously all your drive select systems on this lower section here, and you do have that race mode button down here, which if I press, you see it goes to performance, traction control disabled, and obviously the exhaust sound gets a lot louder. Switches it off again when you press it again. Obviously all your controls for your phone connectivity, Bluetooth, etc. on the right hand side, and obviously your volume controls, and then the multifunction display controls, as I discussed earlier, on this side of the steering wheel. And you can scroll through your trip computer, so on and so forth. All of that really just simple and easy to use. And that's the beauty of the R8, is simplicity as well. I've always loved the interior. Because if you move over to the left hand side, no more computer screens, just buttons and switches, and not even that many of them. Pure simplicity. This car is about driving. Again, more carbon fiber around the aircon vents in the middle. You've got heated seats for the driver and the passenger over there. Single zone climate control, but so easy to adjust. And I still think that these sort of floating hanging dials down here, or switches down here, still look so futuristic for me. Adjust all your modes in there. A wireless phone charger in this car with 2 USB slots and an aux input in there as well, so you can plug in for Apple CarPlay. If I put the car into reverse very quickly, bringing it back, your reverse camera and your parking sensors front and rear come up on that big display with adjustability there, so really lovely to see. All your start-stop systems and your traction control systems can all be overridden down there, and then another set of controls. So you can control that display in front of me with the controls down here in the center of the gear tunnel, or you can use the steering wheel. The idea is that you can use both. The steering wheel is obviously a lot safer for the driver to use whilst driving. Carbon fiber adorning the gear tunnel as well, and unlike this car's natural cousin, the Lamborghini Huracan, this car actually does have cup holders. 2 cup holders, a much more usable car. You've got a nice shelf behind me as well, which people don't realize is actually an incredibly useful space if you're going on a long trip in this car, for extra bags and a big storage net. And then a lovely little window view back into the V10 that sits behind us. An incredible place to be. And then just finally, before I get out, these amazing adjustable seats. You can adjust the bolsters. And if I have a look in front of me, I'm sorry to bring the camera back in, you can adjust the bolsters on these Sport Comfort seats quite easily. That'll tighten the bolsters, and you can tighten the leg bolsters as well with the front control. Obviously lumbar, so on and so forth. So genuinely an incredibly comfortable place to sit, an incredibly usable supercar. So just to summarize, what we have here is a 12,000 mile Audi R8 V10 Performance Carbon Black, the best of the best. You can have these in other colors, but for me, they have to be black. We have two for that matter. And what an amazing vehicle. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Matthew.